Hey guys and gals, my name's Declan and today I'm going to show you how to create a React Native date picker inside of a modal. So to start off with, we're going to get straight into it and we're just going to create a basic modal with an open button and a close button. So to start off, we're just going to define our open just in a standard, instead of state, we'll make that open there is equal to useState, and when it pops up, we'll import it. And normally it is false. Always remember to add comments because you might not be the person in the future coming back and reading the code. And even if you are the only one that will be reading your code, very important to know how things work. This open and closes the modal. We'll just add it in here under text. We'll add a touchable opacity. And this is simply just going to be a button. This can be any, you can add your own stylings and stuff for this, obviously, that you wish. That is meant to say text. I'm not sure if that imported, yep. Say open. Simple as, pop it up, here we are. Just a simple open button. Doesn't do anything yet at the moment, so we're just going to add a on press. And this will handle our handle on press function. So our handle on press function, we'll define it up here. Function, handle on press, and really simple. We just want to set it to the opposite of what open currently is. So we can either open or it can close. Now we're going to start our modal. Again, making sure that it's imported from React Native. And we need to add some details to this. So I do have the documentation open on the other screen. So I'll link to that below, so you can also comment that. Slide, transparent, equal to true, and visible, this is where our state variable comes in, is equal to open. And that's all the props that we need to give the modal. Now when we go inside of the modal, we'll give it two different views. A view inside of a view. Now, just by clicking in there and then pressing Option on a Mac, we can open up two spacebars in the same thing. And styles is equal to styles dot, just saves that little bit of time. And I went for calling it centered view. And my inside one is called modal view. Obviously you can name these whatever you want as long as they match up in your styles component down below. So I do have styles that I've already made. Obviously you can feel free to copy them. Here we go, I've copied and pasted my styles from the say. I'll give you a moment to either pause the video or you can look in the comments below, because these ones do come off the documentation, I do believe. All right, now you got those, we can save it. Look at that, we've opened up our modal. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that we can't actually close it. So inside of this view, we're gonna add another touchable opacity. In fact, we'll just copy this one and we'll just change the text from open to false, or even better, we'll name it to close. And look at that, we open it, we close it, we open it, we close it. Now to bring into the date picker, I'll leave the documentation for this date picker in the description. Okay, so I've got the command line for this one. I'll also leave this in the description down below if you're not interested in the documentation, you just want to know the name of it. So we go ahead and press enter and get that installed. So we'll go back up the top and go import date picker from modern date picker. Here we want to go date picker, and we'll close this one off inside of itself just because we don't need to insert any data in the middle of it. Mode is equal to calendar. Obviously you can read up in the documentation this, but this just allows you to select the day, month and year and not the time. and we'll go for selected is equal to a variable called date, and on date change is equal to handle change. So to start off with, we'll copy and paste this, and we'll go date variable, and this will find date, set date, and then we'll go function. I prefer to copy and paste these things because sometimes you misspell it and it's a nightmare to find what's going wrong. And just go set state, not set state, set date equal to the prop date that we'll be getting from this. We haven't defined that yet, so we'll copy and paste that over there. Press save and see if any error codes pop up. No, look at that. We've got our modal. We can select the date and we can close the dialog. Get today feature. So we'll import these quickly. Just show you, because depending on your circumstances, you might want to select a date that's actually in the future from now. So we can go just like this, constant today is equal to new date. This gets us a JS version of today's date. And then we can go constant start date is equal to get formatted date, which is a function imported from the React Native date picker. And then we can go today dot set date equal to today dot get date +1, and then we want to format it year / month / date. And now we can go back down to our date picker and enter the variable is equal to start date. Now when we open our modal, see it starts tomorrow. So now we can open and close the dialog, set the date, close it, open again, and the date's selected. Now there's a few different things you can play around with this feature. Obviously it's not in a JS date format, but you can separate it and convert it back to a JS date if you wish. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you watch the next one too.